Hello everyone and welcome back to Arches. My name is Vivian and on this episode we'll find out who's holding the shotgun. On the last episode we did the short story that showed how Cameron agreed to this whole mess. And now we continue with the mess. But on the last episode that was related to the plot, Artie wandered off, because of course he did, and he was taking a piss. And then something went into Cam's body, and now there's someone with a gun, and it's all a big fucking mess. So here we go. Devin stares, feeling himself become oddly detached from the situation. I don't blame you. Ooh. You feel that rumble. His mind is still overwhelmed with what just happened to Cameron. That's what he wants to focus on, but the shotgun has his attention now, and just for a moment, Devin thinks about just running. If he applies logic to the situation, he assumes that the other bear won't shoot. But something in his eyes, that would be all the meth. The meth in his eyes, just spare meth. Something is off. Again, the meth. The meth. New Meth by Tom Lehrer. So Devin says what he hopes will make clear to this other bear that they're not a threat. If it isn't, we're not aliens, it ain't gonna work. And even then, I doubt he'll trust that. Oh, poor Devin. We need help. We're stranded and our friend is unconscious. Yeah, you just labeled yourself a victim to a serial victimizer. The old-looking bear focuses on him for several seconds. Devin hears the rustling of dead leaves and foliage next to him as Arturo moves. Suddenly, the bear swings the shotgun around to point it to Devin's right. No, God, I don't. I want to make sure I get his voice accurate, which sucks because I have to go back and watch this shit. And have you ever watched one of my videos before? It's horrible. No, I'm kidding. I just mean watching, and I never put him in one of my thumbnails, and I do not ever intend to, but God, you could just feel the fucking the presence of him just warping this fucking horribleness. God, I heard it. It's such a god-awful voice for a god-awful fucking person. Don't you move, boy! God. Hey, I'm sorry! Don't shoot! Arturo sounds terrified, his voice strained and high-pitched. The old bear stares at Artie for several seconds before pointing the shotgun down toward the ground, but only slightly. The bear gestures at the coyote. You doing something to him? What? Doing something? No, we're trying to help him. Something attacked him. We need to get him help. The older bear grimaces. What do you mean, something? Dev hesitates, at least until the gun is shifted in his direction. No, wait! I'm not waiting. You show up on my property making all kinds of sounds, and you're standing there with a knocked out Yodi. Hey, we didn't do anything to him. We're trying to help. The bear growls. I don't care if you're trying to help him or trying to fuck him. I want to know the truth, not that something happened. The standoff continues for a few more seconds before Dev jumps in again. It was something dark, like a shadow. I called it something because I didn't get a chance to see it, but it jumped on him and then disappeared. Devin realizes what he's saying as he says it and half expects to be shot for saying something so stupid. I swear to God, that's what happened. The old bear's eyes flick to Artie. The cat quickly throws his support behind the ridiculous statement.
Yeah, that's what happened. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was there. It was dark and had red eyes or some shit. I don't even think we should be out here right now. Devin once again wants to tell Artie to shut up. Thank you. That saying more is only going to get make the situation worse. But instead of getting angry again, an odd expression comes over the other bear's face, one that Devin can't quite decipher. Then he finally speaks, casually bringing the shotgun up to rest over a shoulder. And it jumped on him? That Yodi there?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm guessing y'all are on some drugs or some shit.
No.
Using on in the heat ain't never a smart idea.
We weren't. Devin trails off, realizing this doesn't matter at all right now. We need to get him help. He's not waking up.
Devin kneels, resting Cameron on the ground as he half props him up, needing to rest his tiring arms. There's a pause in which this other bear just stares down at them. A pause that's long enough that Dev opens his mouth to speak again. But that's finally when the older bear seems to break out of this trance. Oh, Jesus. No, God. You gotta make me look at him. He looks healthier than back in Echo. Which, isn't saying much. He looked like the living dead in Echo, but... Shit, of course! Sorry about the gun and all. It's just that I always get a bunch of coots on my property every now and then. Devin looks up at the suddenly friendly bear. I would not call this face friendly. But of course I know more about this face than he does. In the back of his mind, he thinks he can almost hear sirens. Yeah, I fucking bet. Very familiar sirens. Shit's not even loaded! Don't fucking take that to the bank. The bear grunts as he brings the shotgun forward, pointing it back towards the ground before he seems to break in half as the stock suddenly drops down. As it seems to break in half. The bear turns to show them that the barrels are empty. Oh. Wow. That's... Wow. Okay. That actually does make Devin feel a bit better, even if the gun had been pointed at them just minutes ago. The bear then closes it with a snap. So, I think your best bet is to call the proper authorities so they can get some help out here.
Do you know how we can do that? There's no service here.
Course there ain't, but there is service just outside of town to the east. Works wherever I go out there to make a call. This is so fucked. This is so fucked up. Dev's heart leaps out of his chest at the idea that there might actually be a quick way out of this situation. You poor fuck. He looks in an eastward direction, ready to set off immediately. Hold on, it's a little ways out there, and it's a pretty specific spot. I can give you a quick ride, no more than 5 minutes. No. The old bear turns away and starts making his way toward the trailer. Artie glances at him, clearly uneasy about all this, the one thing Artie's gotten right since he fucking arrived. Dev is hesitant himself, because of course he would be. Anyone would be. Yeah! But after everything they've been through... Devin looks down at Cameron, the coyote still breathing steadily, now looking almost peaceful. Still, fear grips the bear's chest. The fact that Cameron still isn't waking up is slowly increasing his worry to the point of panic again. So he sets his jaw and follows the old bear, thus sealing your fate. He half expects Artie not to follow, but he does. And the 4 of them disappear further into the trees. Oh boy. Cameron's agony had seemed as if it might last forever. The feeling of suffocation going on and on. But after an immeasurable amount of time, the fingers over his mouth and nostrils had dissolved into blackness. So did the voices, diminished into indistinguishable whispers. Now his breaths came slow and steady, but he has to focus on them, to consciously inhale and exhale so that it won't stop. While the experience is terrifying, the laborious nature of it almost ensures that he won't hyperventilate. After a time, the terror fades into a dull, hollow desperation accompanied by spurts of panic each time he remembers he's somewhere he doesn't understand and that he can't seem to escape it. Then, gradually, even that dissolves, and like a dream within a dream, it fades away. Oh! Oh, what is that? Cameron's vision is blurry at first. It stays that way as his eyes remain mostly closed, unfocused. Fear hitches in his chest again before he realizes that he'd been breathing normally without the need to focus on it. That's when he notices that what he can see is a bit odd. It kinda looks like... Oh, man... God damn it. Well, we can see his wrist is untied. And he has a whole blanket. Man, Brian's really upgraded the setup here. It used to just be a whole ass... It just was a table last time. It looks like he's got a whole blanket and... He's even left him untied and untethered. Man, he's really upped his game. God damn it. Of all the things to bring back from Echo, you had to bring this. Like himself. He's seeing himself. He's seeing himself in a mirror on the top of the fucking roof. Oh, God. The ceiling, I mean. Like himself. Cameron stares, still feeling groggy and out of it, trying to make sense of what he's seeing. It's him, his reflection. But it's hard to understand why that's the case, because it feels like he's laying down. His eyes moved. At first, the coyote wonders if maybe this is the floor mirror in their bathroom, and that he's passed out. Still, the angle's wrong. That just leaves Cameron feeling more confused. Oh, geez. Coyote closes his eyes again, trying to remember what happened last. He also begins to wonder why he's laying on something soft instead of the cold tile in the bathroom. Hey, he's laying on something soft? He replaced the flat, cold table with a mattress. Brian that's a whole jump in a star. He went from 1 star to 2 stars. My God. Such a care. And hey, we got a Linkara fan 1. We got a fan of Linkara. A Linkara crossover during this fucking scene. Whoa. Wow. Blast from the past. I got a Linkara fan. I'm sure they don't like being associated with this fucking scene. Oh my God. I am very uncomfortable right now. Okay. Nothing makes sense. Yeah, that's true. So he does the only thing he could think of to do at this moment. Dev. He hears something shift around next to him. Cameron tries to clear his throat, but it's bone dry, so he swallows instead. Dev. Shit. Huh? I know this. Whoa. This is a way cleaner place than the last time we saw this place. It was all dirty and shit. Look, he's wiped up the counters, cleaned up the floor. The cabinets are all cleared out. Looks like he's even fucking swept up the place. Like, it's still dirty as shit. This is a 2-star place, but my God, Brian's really done up the place. Holy shit. If he wasn't this, a spawn from the armpit of Satan, I would actually be a little proud of the fucker. but oh yeah, I still hope he fucking burns in a ditch. But still, like, compared to what the place looked like in fucking Echo, in the game Echo, this looks way fucking better. He's had a little bit of a glow up. My God, he looks healthier. His place looks better. And until the inevitable happens when he tries to murder us and torture us and, you know, all the things that he does, so far, things are okay. I want to cry. Something is pressed to his lips, and sensing that it's water, Cameron drinks. Wow, that's blind fucking faith. Getting several swallows before it's pulled away. Cameron looks around, getting a full view of his surroundings. The voice hadn't sounded like Dev's. But Cameron can't imagine who else it could be. And a large, furry brown shape moves into view. Oh, God! He has a sprite! He's got the scar. Oh, let me cross-reference with the fucking sprite of Brian and Echo real quick. Well, in fucking Echo, he's wearing a shirt. Damn it. Well, I don't really mind not seeing his fucking body. Let me put that fucking straight real quick. But he does have that spot on his head, so there is that. Doesn't have the spot on his neck, but he does have the thing on his head, so at least there's that. So we don't know that scar on the chest, but the spot on his head is the same. And in Echo, he looks, yeah, I guess that's more of a grayish brown. But when he's next to like Duke, who's really, really gray, he doesn't look near as gray. So whatever. New artist, new artistic version. Cameron stares, at first wondering what could have possibly happened to Dev. Yeah, this would be a hell of a shift in what would have happened to Dev. This ain't Dev, man. Then he realizes what a stupid thought that is. Yeah, this ain't Dev, brother. This is a different bear altogether. He also realizes that something is definitely wrong. And either he's still dreaming or that he's in a situation he can't even begin to understand. Quickly sits up and the old bear raises a paw. Hey, it's alright, kid. I'm here to help you. No, he's not. Man. You know what would really be the biggest twist in the whole fucking world? Like, if he was like, he went to like rehab and he's actually good now. And I've just been like an asshole the whole time here. But I don't think that happened. And I don't think that until I get some like really big proof that he has changed his life around completely, that that I don't think I'm unjustified to hold him to his past actions. All right. The voice is higher pitched than he would have expected from such a large creature, and the coyote feels that he's heard it before, but he can't place it. Not right now, at least. Ah, yeah. Oh, why is he looking like that? Why has he got that expression? Why is he so intense? I'm Brian. What about you? Cameron responds automatically, even though a smaller voice in the back of his head tells him that this isn't right. None of this is right. Well, hi there, Cameron. You're probably wondering where the hell you are, huh? While the bear's demeanor is friendly enough, his appearance definitely isn't. Again, Cameron desperately tries to remember exactly what happened last and where exactly he might be. He nods anyway, instinctively trying to keep up the facade that he's fine and that he doesn't suspect that everything is wrong. Well, it's a funny story. But I heard some shouting outside, and when I got out there, I found you and your friends. You were unconscious, of course. Dev, was he a bear? Cameron looks around hopefully, as if Dev might be there with them. Only then that he realizes they're in a trailer, and fragments of what happened recently start to come back to him. It leaves him feeling all the more uneasy.
Yeah, a bear like myself, and there was a cat, too.
Artie. The memories of the past day and a half come back to the coyote slowly, and with it come a feeling of anxiety and dread. Either he's in trouble, or he was in trouble, and somehow this bear is here trying to help him. God!
Well, I didn't get his name. He ran off just as I was getting there.
Oh my god! So Artie ran off? So if Artie ran off, that could be the explanation for the first scene in the game where, someone gets, someone is running away and gets tracked down. And that would also explain why the fuck Dev and Artie aren't in the trailer with them. It's because Brian, kidnapped him. Where's Dev? The bear, I mean. Is he here?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, here comes the catch. Here comes the catch. The bear shifts around on the bed he's sitting on, making the springs squeak. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here comes the boogie.
What happened is after the cat ran off and you were unconscious, your bear friend, Devin, right? He decided to make a run for the highway to get you help.
Cameron stays quiet as he tries to absorb that. The bear's sentences make sense, technically, but at the same time it's confusing. Why would Devin leave him alone with this bear? Now Cameron remembers that they were on a trip of some kind, a trip to Echo. The voice, the trailer. Cameron starts looking around again, trying to spot a shotgun, because now he's starting to realize who this might be. I don't... He comes up short, at a complete loss. What he wants to say is that he wants to see Dev, but if what the bear said is true, then that won't be possible. Does Devin know I'm here?
Of course he does. Said he would have had the cat get help, but we're not even sure where he ran off to.
Why'd he run?
Well...
Brian pauses, seeming to think back, and also seeming hesitant to say something. Cameron tenses up, the feeling of wrongness returning.
It's kinda hard to explain, but something spooked him.
Recalling the events of the past few days seems to gain momentum, and now he can vaguely remember what happened just before he ended up here. He was standing in the forest, ears down, hearing that awful static, and what exactly happened after that is still a bit foggy. What was it?
Well, this might sound a bit crazy, but I've lived here a good while, and sometimes there's this thing in the trees that comes after me.
Thing? What an odd thing to say. But then he remembers something strange right before he lost consciousness. A dark shadow dropping on top of him before he disappeared into another world, locked in that terrible embrace. A shadow. Although he says it softly, the bear clearly hears him. Cameron swallows hard, still feeling like this situation is very off, even when considering the circumstances. But Brian smiles in a way that's almost sympathetic.
Did it happen to sound like static white noise?
Cameron looks at the bear carefully before he nods.
Yep, I've seen it myself. Some of us can just see things that others can't.
Cameron swallows loudly. You see things too?
Yep, Always could. Don't know why.
Through all the confusion and terror, and of all people, this bear seems to understand what Cameron is going through somehow. This is not the person you want to get sympathy from, but also, we've seen some things. We remember, if you recall from Echo, the story of him, where he was getting like terrorized by visions of like aliens and stuff like that. It wasn't just that. There were other things that he would see, and it kind of drove him. He didn't have a support system. That's what kind of drove him to the place that made him the person he was. It's going to be interesting to see when he's not also accompanied by Duke. Of course, Duke is also alive. Oh my. This is going to be interesting. Oh god, this is a dynamic we haven't seen. It creates in him a sudden sense of kinship with the bear. This is weird. This is a weird version of this dynamic. This is odd. Then Cameron remembers his phone, quickly pulling it out and holding down the power button. The screen flickers on for just a moment before multiple vertical lines of black appear on the screen, which widen steadily before the entire display goes black. Cameron's confused, then remembers the fall into the lake, and he even sees some moisture still under the screen. Why did Brian get flex like that? What was going on there?
Shit.
Brian grunts.
Your phone busted?
Shame.
Well, no service out here anyway.
How long ago did he leave?
About 2-3 hours ago.
He'd been unconscious that long? Still, the anxiety is telling Cameron to move, to go. I think I should go after him. Thanks for your help, though. Cameron suddenly stands, but a wave of dizziness comes over him. Oh, fuck. The coyote catches himself against the wall, feeling weak and confused.
Whoa there, kid. I don't think you're in the best condition to go out there.
Oh, he's upset.
You might pass out again, and that bear seemed real intent on keeping you safe. On me keeping you safe, specifically.
Oh, geez. Cameron has to lean against the wall slightly, catching his breath. He didn't realize that he's still messed up. It would make sense. It would make sense since he'd been out for so long. It's just odd that it seems to be getting worse. What was in that water? Whatever that creature did to him, it feels serious. As if reading his thoughts, the bear brings up the entity.
Besides, I don't think you should go out there while that shadow creature's still hanging around. Been seeing it through the window a few times. Don't want to scare you, but I think it wants you. It likes you, and it wants you.
Sorry. Cameron glances up at a window nearest to them. Instead of the shadow, he's surprised to see see Raincoat Monster just beyond the trees, partially hidden in a strange crouching position. Stranger still are the odd shivering, twitching motions the creature is making. Though its face is mostly hidden, Cameron can tell he's being looked at. Even after everything he's been through, the coyote finds himself lowering his gaze quickly. Once again, just like when he was 8 years old, he's afraid of this hallucination. Or rather, he's afraid of this imitation of the hallucination. And considering that it's moving so violently, that's what this is.
You see it?
No, I mean, it's something else.
Oh, what is it? Sometimes I see really disturbing stuff in these woods. Well, most places in this town, actually.
It's something more personal. Cameron is caught between wanting to stay cautious of this man, but also wanting to confide in him. After the trauma of the past 2 days, combined with feeling almost abandoned by his boyfriend, the coyote is desperate for some kind of connection. What kind of things do you see? Ryan looks hesitant.
And don't want to freak you out more than you already are.
I'm okay. I'm just wondering if maybe we see similar things. Cameron smiles at him, and that seems to throw the bear off for some reason.
Huh. Well,
Then he seems to snap out of it.
to be honest, I see people get killed, usually. I'm not sure if it's real, like from the past, or if it ain't. Sometimes it just feels like something being made up.
Cameron can understand that feeling. Yeah, Another wave of weakness and exhaustion. Sorry, I'm still really tired. Cameron slides down the wall to sit again, still feeling out of it. But at least he feels somewhat comfortable with the bear now. Good God!
It makes sense after what you went through. You want my bed?
I'm good, just need to catch my breath. He's not quite that comfortable with him. This is gonna sound weird too, but I see a ton of stuff in this town, and sometimes it feels made up. Like, oh my God, you're gonna say that to Brian? Oh my God, okay. Like, I saw a UFO? Like an alien spaceship above a body today? Oh God, yep. Look at him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my good God. Goody good God. Good God. Brian stares at Cameron.
I see.
Just as he was beginning to feel comfortable, the coyote feels himself back on edge. Did he say something wrong? I mean, I don't know if it was a UFO. I mean, but it looked...
You're fine, kid. Just that I haven't known anyone else that's seen something that I've seen too. It was on that dirt road, right? Circular shape with a bunch of red lights on it.
Cameron perks up. There's little question in his mind now that the bear is definitely like him. Yeah, and like... Shit, when did that space shuttle explode? Like the mid-'80s, I think? This time, Brian lets out a little laugh of surprise and maybe a little disbelief as well. My God. That is like on the nose. Because... Oh my Christ.
86 to be exact. Damn, that's crazy. I've met a few people like you, but you're on a whole new level, kid.
Cameron stares back, briefly wondering if he's still dreaming all of this. It's almost too jarring trying to understand how he ended up here with this bear, but if it is a dream, it's not the worst one. Good God, this is so fucking weird after all the shit we've seen from this fucking guy. This is so fucking weird, man. I am all kinds of uncomfortable. Can you help me find Devin? Maybe you could take me up to the road to the highway and we could catch up to him? The bear leans back, scratching his head.
I don't know about that, kid. He took off at a good pace, and I'll bet he's probably already reached the highway by now. Probably in the process of alerting the authorities.
Cameron twists the hem of his shirt in his paws, feeling a sickening, growing knot of worry in the pit of his stomach. He just wants to go, to run and find Devin, escape the town with him. But the threat of what's out there is very real. And Cameron does not want to repeat what happened out there in the forest. Apparently, Dev has already escaped without him. Damn, Cameron's got the fucking complex about Dev just fucking not being on his side. Which is not at all supported by Dev's actions, but like, he really got this fucking complex. It's all internalized. Because literally, like, at every turn, Dev will do... One, we don't even fucking know that that's where Dev is. We have no fucking proof that that's where Dev is. Dev could be tied up in a fucking shed out back. We don't fucking know. But at every turn that Dev does anything that isn't exactly what Cameron, like, wants, Cameron immediately takes it as a sign that, like, Dev is abandoning him and he's, you know, doing all this. So Cameron has really deep-seated abandonment issues. And The problem is he's also got codependency issues. So he will take Dev's abandonment and then immediately turn to whoever's like right next to him and be like, maybe they will understand, and then just immediately latch onto them, even when they're as like huge red flags, like Brian, who is like the embodiment of the biggest, reddest flag that you could have. This is not good. This is not good. I mean, look at this line. It makes sense why he had to leave him behind, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. What the fuck? Only now are the memories of what happened during his blackout returning, and only now does he remember how it felt like being in hell. Can the shadow creature get in here? Nah, it seems to avoid the trailer. Don't know why. Because even the shadow creature from hell is like, fuck that place.
Hey, he grew up, alright? He cleaned the floors.
You okay? Cameron rubbed his eyes with both paws. I don't know. Oh, he's crying. His increasingly heavy breaths prompt Brian to crouch in front of him, patting his shoulder roughly. Hey, you're fine. I'll make you something, okay? How about some trauma? I got plenty of that to dish out. That's his specialty right there. That's some tea. Tea? He makes tea now? He's tea and sympathy Brian. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? In between the last game and this one, did he get his fucking PhD and go to rehab? What? I'm so fucking confused. It's amazing what a Swiffer does to a household. This makes him more menacing. This is like the embodiment of what, like, I don't remember. I can't remember his name right now, but that famous the guy who did Psycho.
Oh yeah, Norman Bates.
No, the guy who directed Psycho.
Oh yeah.
He discussed what really makes like true horror in movies. It's not jump scares and chainsaws. It's two people having a conversation at a table, but the audience knows there's a bomb underneath the table. That's the horrifying part. And we know that Brian's a fucking bomb. But Cameron doesn't know he's a bomb. And so we're just sitting here going, good God, get out of the fucking house. But he's just like, dude, I want some tea. I'll take care of you. Want to talk about your feelings over some Lipton's no iced tea? Fucking Christ. You want some, how does some tea sound? That always calms me down. The pats jolt the coyote back to wakefulness, and he nods, if only to get the bear to focus on something other than him. Okay. Great, I'll get started on it then. Just relax for now. God.